Hi, this is Shannon Seaver, and this is part 2 of 8-3 compound interest. Today we're going to calculate present value using the compound interest equations, and then we're going to understand and compute effective annual yield. So let's look at one example right now in dealing with present value. Here we have, we need $200,000. In 12 years at 7% compounded daily. How much should we invest now? So if you remember, we are using this formula, A equals P, and it's compounded more than one time a year, so it'll be R over N to the NT. We want to find P. We don't know what our future, how much we're putting in now to get $200,000 in the future. So we're going to put this $200,000 in for A. Leave P alone, and it'll be 1 plus 0.07 over, it's compounded daily, so it'll be 365, and it'll be 365 times T, 12 years. Okay, so we can simplify this a little bit. 200,000, actually let's put this below. So 200,000 equals P times, and let's put that into our calculator, 0.07 divided by 365 is 0.001 plus 0.000192, and then 365 times 12. That would be 4380. So let's even simplify it further. So 1.000192 to the 4,380 power is 2.3184. So we still need to solve for P. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2.3184. And that equals 86266.40. So we would have to invest today $86,000, 266.40 cents. So 86,266 and 40 cents. That would be this one. Now let's talk about what effective annual yield is. The effective annual yield, or the effective rate, is a simple interest rate that produces the same amount of money in an account at the end of 1 year as when the account is subjected to compound interest at a stated rate. In other words, I'm trying to compare two different interest rates compounded at different times a year and to see what the overall interest is. It's like getting a common denominator in a fraction, or comparing apples to apples instead of apples to oranges. So here is our formula to find that. So if we take the rate in decimal form and compound it certain times a year to the nth power and subtract 1, we can get a common percentage to be able to compare different rates to each other. So let's take an example of that. We deposited $6,000 in an account that pays 10% interest compounded monthly. We want to find the future value after 1 year, and we want to find the effective annual rate, or the annual yield. So remember, our future value is A equals P times 1 plus R over N to the NT. So that would be 6,000, 1 plus 0.10 divided by 12, and 12 times 1 year. Okay, so this amount would be $66,282.80. So now it says determine the effective annual yield. Remember, we're going to use this equation. So we're going to take 1 plus R over N to to the n power and subtract 1 from it. So that would be 1 plus 0.10 over 12 to the 12th power minus 1. So let's go ahead and calculate that. 0.10 divided by 12 plus 1 to the 12th power, and then subtract 1. That would equal 0.105. Or, in other words, it's about 10.5%. Okay, so I want you guys to try to find the effective annual yield and come back and check your work. Okay, so we found that when we put in 8% compounded quarterly, we get an effective annual yield of about 8.2%.